Really?
Welcome back, guys. Apparently, when the service was complaining on Prism, it dropped the whole stream on YouTube. So sorry about that, guys. I didn't know that happened. We were trying to eat some lunch on the go, and
Oh, I'm going the wrong way.
where are you going?
I got myself confused.
Road trip.
No, we're not going to do this. Not today. This road trip would make us late.
Yeah. There's another park in there. I didn't know that.
Yeah, there's more to Frenchtown than...
VCI. In the normal way. But there's a cute little park back there. We'll have to check that out someday. Anyway, I didn't realize when Prism was complaining about service early on that it completely dropped the stream. So
Last I saw, it was a three-way stop, buddy.
I think he ran the stop sign. So if you guys were on YouTube, I'm sorry for not catching that sooner. Technology is great when it works. Jeremy says, nice house. Welcome back, Jeremy. Sorry for not realizing YouTube went down. This guy's decking out for Halloween already. Spooky.
This is the beginning of New Jersey Route 29.
Jeremy says, it's okay. I'm used to it with the storm chasers. Yeah, unfortunately, it doesn't tell me. Like, it still was counting up on the timer, so I thought it was still working. That's something we're going to have to both make sure we check tomorrow with the laptops, is to make sure that the streams are working.
Yeah.
That they don't go down unexpectedly. Jeremy says they have the same problems. Yeah, unfortunately, cellular service can be very spotty, and like the hotspot will claim it has service, but you know the phone won't think it has service. So.
And then you got service, and the software decides it's going to have a bad moment.
Yeah. Or it gets stuck in that state where your service is like unstable, and then it just doesn't ever get out of that state. So Princeton's playing Delaware today, University of Delaware. They're the Blue Hens, so hopefully we will win today. It'll be exciting. We're ranked, we went up 9 spots in the rankings. So we went up a lot. So we're ranked number 8 right now. I'm not sure what Delaware's ranking is, but they dropped because they lost a lot of their games so far this season. So if you were to look at rankings, you would say that we were most likely going to win. But as I always say, any team can beat any other team on any time, as my coach liked to say. They're going to probably bring their A game for sure, because who doesn't want to be a top 10 team, you know? Yeah, Jeremy, it's huge. It's a huge jump in the rankings. But we had 2 really big victories this past weekend, so. And they were both ranked teams, so. I honestly feel like the coaches poll put us down too far after we lost to the number 2 and number 5 teams, our first games.
Yeah, they were only 1 point difference games, and
we were ranked 13 at the time, and they dropped us down to 17, which seemed really harsh. So.
In the last play of the game, we had a chance to tie it. So they were very close games. So I agree. Yeah, I think they dropped us a little bit too much. But it's just a poll.
Yeah. We're the only Ivy League in the top 10, which is kind of cool.
Where's Harvard?
I'm not sure what the ranking is.
Harvard's been beefing up their team over the last few years. There was a very long stretch of time where Princeton always won the Ivy in field hockey, but now Harvard has become a contender. They've won it a few times now.
Let's see. Top 20. I just don't know what their ranking is. 15. They're ranked 15 right now. They beat American, who was ranked 23, 3-2. Recently.
The American seems to be pretty good this year.
Yeah, they do. Let's see what how Harvard's doing. Let's see. They beat number 24 Miami University of Ohio in overtime, 1-0. They lost to number 15 UConn University of Connecticut 2-0. They lost to number 3 Maryland 2-1, and they just beat number 23 American 3-2. So they're 2-2 right now. They play Monmouth today, so that'll be interesting.
That will be interesting because Monmouth has a lot of international players on their team now. You wouldn't think of them as a very competitive team, but they've become much more competitive.
Jeremy says Michigan is 4th, and we got UConn today. Oh, wow. That's gonna be interesting.
University of Michigan finished pretty high last year. They were weren't they one of the top 4 going into the playoffs?
Yeah, they were one of the seeds. What was interesting about the NCAA tournament last year is all 4 seeded teams got taken out before the semifinals rounds, Final 4.
Some pretty exciting games. It's a really nice road for driving as well as riding a bike. A lot of cyclists like to use the road. It's got wide shoulders. There's also the old rail line. They turned that into a rail trail. That's just to the right. And then the rail also follows the canal once the canal starts. I think the canal starts somewhere down here, downstream, next couple miles. That's the DNR canal. I think here it's still just the rail and the river.
Jeremy says it's going to be an easy game. Michigan is 4th, and we got UConn today. Ohio State is our biggest game every year. Well, hopefully you guys will win. We have Maryland next week. We actually play Tuesday. They're ranked number 3 going into this weekend. So that'll be...
It's going to be rough.
It's going to be rough. We play number 1 on Sunday, which is Northwestern. They're the reigning national champs. So that's going to be...
Are they still ranked number 1?
I can't look it up right now because my other phone doesn't have service, so I'm not sure. But going into today, they are.
Oh, wow.
Because they've won all their Northwestern's end.
Yeah, they never won a championship before. So it was pretty exciting for them. A couple of ex-Princeton players were on the team. Definitely helped them
Oh, yeah.
get to the championship. A couple of your buddies.
Mm-hmm. Maddie and Clara. Clara Power.
They were happy to see you.
They were shocked, but happy, yeah. I don't think they expected us to go to Michigan to see them. I told them if I ever had the opportunity to see one of their games, I'd go. Unfortunately, a lot of their games weren't close to us. Their parents were even shocked to see us too. They weren't expecting it. And then Maryland last year also had Juliana on their team, which also was a former Tiger. All these girls had to transfer to new schools for graduate work to use their last year of eligibility, because Princeton didn't play the last season because of what?
Birdie.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't see it.
Yeah, they canceled their season completely in 2020.
Which was sad. So
They didn't even try to do a spring season.
because the NCAA was going to let them do half a season if they wanted to, but they didn't even do that. So. So essentially our stellar senior class had to move on to different schools or different avenues.
One or two players went to Duke, as I recall.
Yep, one goalie and offender, MK.
I think one went to Georgetown.
Yep, Emma went to Georgetown. I'm not sure.
I don't know if there's any others.
I think that was it.
That's 5 seniors right there. Although,
Well,
you know what?
I think Marge decided to stay at Princeton and finish her degree and just not go to grad school.
She didn't play.
Yeah. It can be exciting. The games can be really, really good, though.
My nephew's a big Florida State fan, but I don't really keep up with it.
Though I thought he's not so much now with everything going on. With the coaching and
Well,
stuff.
I know he wasn't happy with what they did with the coaching.
Yeah.
I think they spent a lot of money on their coach.
And I guess he wasn't doing a very good job or something.
Well, I remember watching a game with him when we were visiting them a few years ago, and he was really unhappy with the way the team was acting.
Yeah.
There we
He was really passionate about it.
I don't think he was happy with him.
I wonder if he's still watching them now, or if he gave it up completely.
Yeah,
Getting into late September, but I could be wrong. Yeah, it is beautiful scenery. I agree.
yeah, this is Stockton, New Jersey. Some historic structures here. Eagle gasoline, $3.73.9 a gallon.
Yeah.
Is that right?
I didn't see it. Kitty cat. Oh, a kitty cat. I was pouring some water, so I missed it. Jeremy, has your team played any games so far this season? If so, are they winning? Winning the games? Or doing well in them? I should probably ask you which team you're cheering on, because I don't know if you mentioned it. This is another cute little town.
Yeah.
Old stone churches, architecture.
This place has been hit by flooding along the Delaware a few times.
Yeah, I remember the one time like the sidewalks were covered in mud. It was bad. Okay, so you're cheering for Michigan. Awesome. They've won both of their games so far. Cool. Very cool. So what do you think the score will be today, Dad? I'm thinking we're going to get at least 3 goals today. I'm feeling optimistic. I'd like more than 3, but I think we'll get at least 3.
This is always dangerous to predict scores, isn't it?
Yeah. It could be bad luck, I guess. I'm going to say 3-1. I'm going to say Delaware gets lucky and gets 1 in.
How about okay, maybe 4-2. How's that?
All right, we'll see what happens. Jeremy, we're talking field hockey. Jeremy's from Michigan, so he's cheering on Michigan football. Princeton field hockey specifically.
I'd like to think we're going to win today, but it could be rough.
I think if we play the way we've been playing, we're going to win. I just don't know if we can get the shutout, because sometimes it seems like in the second half we let off the gas a little bit too much, and then we give them too many chances and give away too many penalty corners, and then one creeps in, you know. It was a shame that we let that Rutgers goal in the last, apparently it was in the last minute and 20 seconds that we let that one in.
Yeah, I know, it was close
close to a shutout. It would have been nice.
I was bummed, but it was still a good win.
Jeremy's like, oh, I thought we were talking college football. It's all good, Jeremy. It's all good. I'm not sure what Princeton football is up to. I should see if I can find that out.
I have no idea.
I know Princeton football plays tomorrow at 1 p.m. Let's see, where's their schedule? Oh, apparently that's the season opener,
Oh, yeah?
according to Princeton Athletics.
And where are they playing?
I'm trying to find that out. They're playing away. They're playing in DeLand against, I'm going to probably butcher this, so apologies in advance. Stetson, Stetson, in DeLand, Florida. Deland. I've never heard of this school. So, that'll be interesting. That literally is their first game, though. They haven't played any other games. Now, I don't know if they've had any scrimmages. It doesn't mention the scrimmages. So, guess only time will tell. I know Princeton starts their sports a lot later than most schools. Like field hockey, we're always at least a week behind because of the way it works with when you can start your sports compared to when your academic year starts. So we always are a week behind. So like when we played UNC in Louisville, they had already had 2 more games under their belts than we had. So that makes it a little tougher. He says Michigan has 3 wins and 2 losses so far in field hockey. Oh, that's not too bad. They're usually a really good team. I know they were obviously devastated to lose last year. Being the hosts of the tournament, they lost before they got to the semifinals, which was unfortunate for them. Because they would have been able to play on their home turf, which would have been really cool for the fans.
This is Lambertville. Let's see.
Oh, it looks like Michigan plays Penn State tonight at 5 p.m. I think this guy's really over on our side.
He is. He moved over, though, which was nice of him.
Yeah, I see that, Jeremy. One game got canceled for some reason. Guessing maybe weather or something. Hard to say. They lost to UNC 5-1. Ouch. They beat Wake Forest though, 3-1. That's good. Central Michigan, they walloped 9-0. I'm taking it Central Michigan isn't very good. They beat Miami of Ohio 1-0, and they barely lost to Louisville 2-1. That sounds like that was a really, really good game. 2-1. That's exciting.
These are University of Michigan games?
Yeah. Field hockey. He looked it up. Yeah, I think it would be a mistake for Princeton to underestimate Delaware going into this game because Delaware's had some tough games they've lost this season. So, like, yeah, they have a, quote, bad-looking record, but they've played tough teams. And sometimes you just, you have a bad day and you just don't gel well. It looked like one of the games they played in torrential downpour, which those games are always awful because that just makes things even harder. And I find that sometimes skills don't show the best when it's pouring. Sometimes it's just one of those things you get a little lucky and the ball bounces just the right way. And simple things like that can change a whole game.
You just look at the game last week ago against Syracuse. We beat them pretty solidly, but Syracuse had a lot of opportunities. I think the game was a lot closer than the score indicates.
Oh yeah, I agree.
It could have easily gone in a different direction.
Our goalie made some really good saves, and we had some really good defensive saves too. But you don't see that in a scoreline.
No.
People just read a scoreline and be like, oh my goodness, they lost that bad. But you really got to read the nitty gritty if you want to know what's really going on.
Now, if the score is 9-1, okay, that's pretty indicator of the difference in the teams. But even 3-1, 4-1 can be a closer game than you think.
Yeah. Jeremy says, I'll see if YouTube has some videos of the games. Yeah, I don't know if they have them up there. They might have it protected with broadcast rights. It's hard to say. It depends if they do streaming services.
Maybe find highlights, but I think it's all behind paywalls.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Nugget, or as we like to lovingly call it, the muddy nugget.
Big flea market.
Because it gets really muddy when it rains.
Saturdays, Sundays, and Wednesdays, I think.
Yep. It's open all year round. So, rain or shine.
Sometimes this place is mobbed.
Yeah.
It's pretty popular.
Busy it is. It'll be our first Sunday home game, right?
Is the Sunday game at noon?
I believe so, yeah. I believe so.
Early morning.
Yeah, it's gonna be early. Because tonight we gotta go home, get our laptops ready for tomorrow, and then go to bed, get up early for tomorrow, because we want to try to get there between 8:30 and 9, so that means leaving pretty early, and then setting up, do the event, and then go home and sleep.
And get up and go to a game.
Yeah. But it's gonna be a good game. I mean, number 1 in the country. That's gonna be rough. It's gonna be nerve-wracking. They won't have Clara Power or Maddie Power anymore, but they have really good players.
Yeah, there's a lot of depth to that team.
They had that other Maddie Zimmerman, I think it is. She's really good. She's playing on Team USA, some of the Team USA stuff. And I think there was at least 1 or 2 other ones that they had on Team USA teams, which is cool and exciting for them.
That was loud.
It's work.
That's always good.
Yeah. They're asking, haven't heard from you in years. How are you?
What?
One of the places that you did work for in the past. WXHO.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah. Jeremy says, hope either Delaware or Princeton post the game. Let me see if I can find out who's streaming it. I think it says on the website for Princeton. I know Delaware's website is really hard to navigate, at least on my phone. It looks like it's going to be on ESPN Plus.
Oh, really?
It looks. Well, at least that's what it says for the 10 game thing. Let's
So you'll be hearing Gwen shouting
well,
in the background.
Assuming that's for today. Unless they only mean certain games.
I don't know. That's how we got to watch the ones they played in North Carolina.
They do have an international broadcast feed as well. They also have live stats. Let me go to the schedule. Yeah, it says ESPN Plus on the schedule, so.
So I guess if you have that service as part of a cable package, you could log in and watch it.
Sunday's also going to be on that, and so is Tuesday. The Maryland one.
Yeah. We always play them on a Tuesday.
Yeah. It's always been like that. It's tradition.
I won't miss going to College Park this year.
No.
It's like going and convoying around the Beltway.
Yeah. You think this light will stay green?
Mm-hmm.
You sure?
Yeah, it just turned green.
It likes to nail us, though. Oh, look, there's some geese. Honk, honk. Canadian geese. There's the canal on the right. You can kind of get glimpses of the water a little bit.
I think we're pointing left a little bit.
I could see it a little bit.
Coming into Washington's Crossing.
And there's It's Nuts, homemade ice cream. And tomato pie.
Technically, Washington's Crossing is on the Pennsylvania side, but there's a big state park on this side.
I wonder if they're going to pave this since they ground it down.
Patriots Crossing Restaurant and Liquor Store.
They also have a wine shop.
It's to the right.
Yeah. Might be able to go right when these two turn right.
Yeah. Mercer County Route 546 East. The other direction takes you across a narrow bridge back into Pennsylvania.
Yeah. Hopefully they'll keep it free. I was trying to think if there was any other ones. Service is going out again. Usually Verizon's pretty stable though. That's why I'm surprised it's being grumpy. It'll be interesting to see how we play today because having those two other really big games, just going to put some of the younger players in to get more experience once we get a few goals to try to save our legs for the other games. I don't know.
For a stretch of schedule, I think.
Yeah, 5 games in 10 days. It's insanity.
They got a game every other day now for the next
10 days, almost.
Play today, Sunday, Tuesday,
Friday,
and then Friday.
and then Sunday.
When do they start
Literally,
playing?
once they get the Sunday game done next week, we're halfway. The season's already half over.
Do they start conference play next weekend?
We start Friday.
Friday.
Penn. We play Penn. Friday night. Or Friday afternoon, I guess, technically. I think it's 4 o'clock. And then we play Lafayette on Sunday. Which we haven't played since the 80s. We've never seen them play because we weren't watching back then. I wasn't around back then. It's weird that got put on our schedule and not, say, like Penn State or something, but it could have just been the way the schedules worked out for all the schools, you know?
Could be.
Penn State, maybe they didn't have room to do it.
Usually we were playing Penn State once a year.
Yeah, usually. And then sometimes we see them in the playoffs. I know this. There's one school that does not want to play us in regular season. Ever.
Again.
UVA. They will try their hardest to avoid playing us.
We always used to play those. I always used to play UVA.
I know.
And often lost.
Well, yeah. Sometimes they'd be close or we lose.
And then we beat them a few times and they get all sore-headed about it.
Yeah. Oof, that got really shaky when that fell out.
Yeah, it's kind of shaky. I don't like that.
I wish there was a better setup for the car mount.
It needs some kind of dampening.
We need like foam. Like dampening foam. You know? My allergies are picking up with the leaves coming off. It
Yeah.
seems.
You noticing that?
Well, it just seems that way. Either that or I just always have a runny nose from my allergies. I don't know.
I know these guys are going to be getting a green light any moment. Figures.
You know what might be? The grass. You mowed the grass yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe the grass, that's what's doing it. I'm like, why am I all congested today? Doesn't make any sense. But, yeah, maybe it's the grass.
Could be. you'll make it?
I don't know. Time's getting tight. It's 3:46.
You having fun over there?
Yeah, I'm trying to get something out of a bag, but it's not coming out. Not as well as I hoped.
Gotta love that crinkly plastic.
Yeah, annoying plastic. I don't know. Sometimes I swear they make the packaging so frustrating. I have to laugh. I see frustrating free packaging on like Amazon. But now I kind of get the point of it. 'Cause some things are just so darn frustrating to open and get something out. It's like, frustrating free packaging. I can see why it's a thing. You know? I'm just trying to get stuff ready for the game bag. That way when we get there, we can go pretty fast.
If we get there.
Yeah, it's not looking good. I feel like we're gonna miss part of the game. Took too long today. I don't understand. We left earlier than last time. Not sure how this keeps happening. Getting screwed at every single traffic light today, it seems. Every light wants to nail us. Well, I guess worst case is I missed Anthem and stuff. Which is a bummer. I like listening to the Anthem.
You like watching warm-ups too.
Yeah, we never get there early for warm-ups anymore. It seems. You know. No, it doesn't help that it's a drive. $5 game would have been a better time. I don't know if he's gonna let you over. Water bottle just fell over. Caution, load may tilt, right? I did bring your shirt along. Tiger shirt.
Did you?
I didn't know which one you wanted to wear today.
I don't either.
The gray one, but you have the orange one today too. So I guess it's your choice. Hey John, good afternoon. How's it going? How's the watermark look on your screen, John? Why is this watermark open? I'm testing out the watermark for tomorrow. I've never done it before on Prism, so it's a little bit innately. haven't done it before. I wish I could make it kind of opaque, but it doesn't seem to let you do that in Prism. At least I haven't figured it out yet. Cheer on Princeton against University of Delaware. Game starts in 8 minutes. We're running a little behind. And then we might go live on the way home just to chat. And then tomorrow we're going to get up early, head to Spooky Nook, because we want to try to get there between 8:30 and 9 a.m. to set up for the Constitution Day event. So we can get all the streams going. Because the program starts at 10 a.m. for Victory Hall and Olympic Hall. And then we'll do all that. And then on Sunday, we have another game at noon, I believe, against the number 1 team in the country, Northwestern. So that'll be exciting. So yeah, go Tigers. Hopefully we get the W today. We did an earlier score prediction. I said 3-1, that we would win 3-1. My dad thinks 4-2. So we'll see what happens. I'm hoping some of the younger players will get to play today, because we got the number 1 team on Sunday, then the number 3 team that we have to play on Tuesday, which is Maryland. So those 2 games are going to be really tough. So I'm hoping Coach will let some of the lesser experienced players get some time today. But, obviously you need to get a good margin of goals before you do that, so you don't accidentally lose. But it'll be exciting. It's a beautiful day, though. The weather is gorgeous. It's cooler, a little cooler than last week. So I'm sure we'll change our minds once we get in the bleachers and start getting sun scorched. But that's why we brought some sun umbrellas. So hopefully that'll be enough to stay cool. Or at least cooler. Yeah, I wish every day felt like this. It's really nice. Don't you agree?
Yeah, I like it. I like fall better.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of summer. Too hot for me. The humidity just sucks the life out of you.
Summer's good. It's nice to walk out without having to put a jacket on. But I like the lower humidity. I think I'd be good with summer if it was not humid.
Yeah. The bugs can be really annoying too. But yeah, the humidity is the worst. John says, I'm all for lower humidity too. Yeah. For sure.
So here we're going to get on US Route 1 North.
It's the phone mount turn.
Yeah.
So that's kind of a bad design with the newer phone mount. This phone mount has a ball that you can turn it to make micro adjustments on it. And I had read in the reviews that bumps could jostle it around a bit, so hopefully it's not too crooked. We got dripped on though by a bird, apparently.
Did we?
I didn't notice that until now. I saw a funny bird meme online. The bird, I guess, had to go, and the other bird says, "You're gonna have to hold it. There's no windshields in sight."
Yeah, I haven't seen a windshield in miles.
Yeah, it was hilarious.
You're gonna have to hold it.
Just funny. There's also another funny one where it shows a parent feeding the babies worms, and it's like, I know you get gummy worms at grandma's house, but you get real worms here. It's funny. season. Ooh, it's really vibrating.
Yeah, it does that.
I don't know why. It's weird.
I've noticed that with some of the videos. It's just too much. We're at a solution.
It seems to be certain speeds. Like right now, like it's doing it again. I'm not sure why. I don't know if it's because it's having trouble focusing. I don't know if I do manual focus if it would fix it. Let's try it. Let's see if that's any better.
So we just released a bunch of balloons here.
Why?
I don't know, it's all over the place. See them?
Yeah, it's weird. How late will the field hockey season go? It goes into early November, and then mid-November is playoffs. So like the second week of November is usually like the first and second rounds, and then you have the semifinals and finals right before Thanksgiving usually.
Yeah, that weekend right before Thanksgiving is the very end. For those who get into the playoffs.
Yeah.
Princeton didn't make the playoffs last year. First time in many years they did not get into the playoffs.
That was really sad that we didn't make it in. That's because we lost to Harvard, and we actually went into shootouts, which is the third overtime period for field hockey, and we lost in shootouts, which was really heartbreaking.
Yeah, so if you don't win the division, the only other way to get into the tournament is a wild card, which doesn't happen often.
It's only happened once since we've been watching the team, and we've been watching since 2006. So it's very rare. Yeah, Jeremy, it is a short season. I kind of wish it was longer. Though my dad would probably say he wishes it was shorter. It does get to be a bit grueling.
Well, 3 games in 5 days, I'd say, yeah.
Yeah, I personally, that's a lot.
This is day 1. This is the most intense time of the season.
It's kind of a shame that it's like that, because I feel like our end of our season is so lame in comparison in terms of strength of schedule, because we only have 1 game a weekend. We don't even play on Friday and Sunday. It's just 1 game, you know?
Yeah.
It just seems like we front end load our schedule, and then it's kind of like we let off the gas, and then it's playoffs. And it's like, I'm not sure that's the best plan, but I'm sure there's a lot that goes into scheduling that I don't know about. You know, obviously you got all the travel for the teams and all that, so it's probably just the way it works out logistically. For all I know, there's a cap as to how many games you can play, but we always seem to play less games than everybody else. But again, I don't know how much of that is because of we delay 1 week because of our starting for academics. There's a rule when you can start your sports based on when your school starts your academics, and because we start later than most schools, we get shorted a week. So, couldn't they play inside? If they had the facilities, Jeremy, they could, but it's usually outside. John says, fingers crossed they get in this year. Yeah, I hope they get in. I really do, because we have everybody back from last year, because during 2020 we didn't play because of you know what. So we actually had what would have been our senior class. They actually took off school for a year. So we actually junior class took off. So they were juniors last year. They're seniors this year. So we have everybody back from last year, and then we have 6 new freshmen. So I feel like we could go very far this year if we play things properly, like if we do well. And I must say, I haven't really felt that way since the last time we went all the way, so.
It's 10 years ago.
And that's hard to believe. It's 10 years ago already.
Although we did get to the championship game in 2019.
Yeah, and I think if we hadn't lost one of our star players, she tore ACL in the championship game, and midway through it, it kind of psychologically hurt the team, losing her, and coach hadn't really played anybody else in her position, so I feel like we kind of just lost our composure and just couldn't put back the pieces. So unfortunately, we lost that game pretty bad. I think it was 6-1 or something.
It was rough.
It was bad.
For a championship game, it was rough.
Yeah. It was unfortunate. But that's why we were really excited to go to Michigan last year to cheer her on, because that person that tore her ACL, Juliana, she ended up going to graduate school at Maryland to use her last year of eligibility, and they got into the Final Four. So like we cheered them on in the playoffs because Princeton didn't make it, so it was cool to cheer them on and go to Michigan and cheer her on. Unfortunately, Maryland lost their semifinal, but Northwestern won theirs, which had 2 Princeton players on the team, Maddie and Clara. So they went all the way, and we got happily adopted by Northwestern to cheer them on. So, and they're Wildcats, so it was kind of cool.
Well, they knew about you.
They knew all about me. So when they found out I was there, they were like, yeah, because they're big fans. So big fans of anybody who cheers on their players. So yeah, pray for no injuries in this game or any others. Yeah, John, absolutely. You gotta stay healthy. So
Yeah, it's rough out there.
so far this season, we're doing a lot better in that regards than last season. Last season, at this time, we already had some issues. So right now, I only know of one player that has a minor back issue, but she's doing better. But otherwise, it seems like most of the girls are doing good. I mean, don't get me wrong, you'll have some battle wounds like turf burn, but that's, kind of part of the game. I think that bicyclist just almost got ran over. Not paying attention to traffic. Alright, so the plan is we'll go enjoy the game, and we'll catch you guys later. Probably do a stream on the way home just to chit chat, and then we'll see you tomorrow morning. We'll go live on the way to Spooky Nook, and then we'll go live at the event. There'll be 2 live streams going on. Scott will be running my channels, Gwenny7 on YouTube and Rumble, and I will be running my Facebook channel, Gwen's Notes, and Lions for Liberty's YouTube and Rumble channel. So make sure you check out the streams tomorrow, and stay in touch. So thanks for coming along with the ride. I gotta pack this up so I can get ready to jump out of the car because we're almost there. So go Tigers, and we'll let you know how the game goes. Take care, guys.